The next one is the amended calendar for 2013-14. This is just an internal control, and speaking with some of the other high school superintendents and talking about how they deal with if they have a school closing. Then I went back to the calendar we approved in February and talked about moving one of the institute days so that it's later in the year in the event that we have any snow days or rain days like this. And the leadership council that was present, there was about 4 or 5 of them, and Pam, this was the date that they suggested. So all I'm asking to do is to amend the calendar you just recently approved so that we can move the institute date to later in the school year.
I don't understand what the impact is. You keep saying we want to move.
Give them better flexibility, right?
Right. Flexibility to do what?
If we have another April flood date.
I understand that, but what, instead of having an institute day, we're going to have a school day?
You would be able to flip that day and make it a student attendance day and not an institute day.
Do we have, but then, does that mean we have one less institute day?
Yes, and they're not required to have 4 institute days. The only requirement is 176 pupil attendance days.
Okay, so we keep the days the same for the students, but reduce the days for the staff by 1.
If needed.
Just the institutional, needed, right? the institute day, only if needed. And this is the way the current institute schedule is set up. They were like 3 weeks apart, so the staff didn't move it.
If the same, we had it this year and happened the same, the kids would go the same number of days, the staff would work 1 less day than we originally planned in the year, right? Because you're not going to do an institute day at the end of the year, are you?
No, they would work the same amount of days, except one would, instead of having a day of institute, they have a day of teaching.
Okay.
Teaching day.
Institute days still have to come in. It's a working day.
Yeah.
176 student attendance days, 4 institute days, 180, and 5 emergency days. That's 185.
And if you did it the same way as this year, nobody came in on Friday. So nobody went to school, nobody worked that day. And if the institute day was next week,
right,
the kids would come in.
But it gives you the flexibility if you don't want to extend your school year.
I understand that.
Right.
What the ultimate effect is the kids come the same number of days and the staff works 1 less days than what we originally planned for the year.
It's a way to look at it, or the board could direct me to have an institute day and extend the school year for another institute day. I'm just building that flexibility.
I understand what the recommendation is, that's all.
Right.
All right, do I have a motion?
I go with the resolution.
All right, go.
That the Board of Education Township High School District 208, Cook County, Illinois, hereby approves the amended 2013-2014 school calendar that replaces the February 28, 2014 Institute Day with May 2nd, 2014 as the last institute day of the school year as presented in the April 23rd, 2013 Board Agenda Packet.
Second?
Second
by John King.
And then do we communicate this down to the feeder schools? Do we do anything with, are we doing anything with them on that day?
We're good. October is the common institute day.
Okay.
And I did call them. A lot of them follow similar practice, except for 95 because they have to use an institute day for an election day. But 96 has a day later in the year.
Okay, Marianne.
Wait, does anybody else have any questions that they need clarified?
I didn't know you were running a meeting, but does anybody need any more clarification for it? Okay, I don't see any, so I had that feeling, Laura, that nobody's going to ask any questions. Marianne, can you go for the vote, please?
Yes.
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 Yes. Now, I also have another vision that if I ask for visitors' comments, nobody's going to say anything. Is there any visitors' comments? Bob Skolnick, do you have anything that you want to say? No comments. No comments. So I know there's no visitors' comments.
You've been practicing that.
Can we move to the closed session? I have a motion for a closed session, please.
Wait, when are we doing the discussion items?
We'll do that
Oh, wait.
close.
Yeah, that's right.
Resolved that the Board of Education Township High School District 208, Cook County, Illinois, enters closed session for the purpose of considering appointment, employment, or dismissal of employees, confidentiality of closed session minutes, which collective bargaining issues and litigation.
Have a second?
Second.
Second by Tim Walsh. Marianne?
Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Mr. Welch?
Yes.
Mr. Richard?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
All right, yes. We're gonna move now down to the district conference room, and it is right now 9:42. At 9:55, we'll convene our closed session.